Hello and welcome to a bonus guide by Miner in Age of Empires 2 The Conquerors. This one is a civilization bonus guide for the Teutons. So let's have a look at their unique unit, which is the Teutonic Knight. 85 food, 40 gold. And it might seem quite a lot, but then you realise what their bonuses, well, their decent attack and armour is. So they normally have 70 hit points, 12 attack normally, which is quite good, and 5-2 armour. They also have an attack bonus against buildings. So if I get a blacksmith and upgraded Imperial Age, the elite Teutonic Knight costs 1200 food and 600 gold. Quite expensive, but let's get that. 100 hit points now, 17 attack and 10-2 armour. So if I get all the upgrades that the Teutonic Knights can get, a fully upgraded Teutonic Knight has 100 hit points, 21 attack, 13-6 armour. So they're fantastic against units like, for example, the Hussgull, because the Hussgull can be annoying to get rid of by archers due to the high pierce armour, but the Teutonic Knight will be able to get rid of them quite easily. And it's just a ridiculous amount of armour there, which is very useful indeed. However, if you are playing against the Teutons, probably best to be an archer civilization, especially one like the Britons or the Mongols, because the Britons will be able to shoot at these Teutonic Knights from a distance, and Mongols will be able to do hit and runs. Now, Teutonic Knights do move quite slowly, unfortunately, but if they can get to the enemy, they can do a lot of damage. But if they can't, the enemy will be able to just pick them off quite easily. The unique technology for the Teutons is called crenellations, which costs 600 food and 400 stone. And I think that's the only unique technology to cost stone as well. But that gives an extra 3 range for the castle, so if I go fully upgraded on that front, castle before crenellations has a maximum of 10 range, and it has 11 plus 2 attack with 4 extra there. But if I create a few units, there we go, and get crenellation, you would see that jumped up to 11 from 4, because garrisoned units, infantry, will be able to fire arrows, not just archers, infantry as well, and they get an extra 3 range. So the castle can end up being quite heavily fortified. So if I get that masonry from the university, which is quite useful, but only masonry, they can't get architecture. So a castle can have 6,389 hit points. They can have, I believe, a maximum of 24 attack and 13 range. So they're very decent buildings to have if you're playing as the Teutons. The Teutons team bonus is that units are more resistant to conversion, which is useful for the Teutonic Knights because they move so slowly. But as it's a team bonus, all the allies can get it as well. And so this is useful for, well, I suppose any other civilization that can get monastery upgrades and decent monastery bonuses. So for example, the Spanish can get their missionaries, and that means the missionary will be even more resistant to conversion. I didn't explain that last bit very well. I do apologise about that. Anyway, one of the bonuses that the Teutons can get is that their monks can heal 2 times. Can heal from 2 times as far, and I know it's got 9 range, but I believe it's something like 5 or 6 range that the monks need, or probably 4 or 5 range that they need to be able to heal heal an ally or one of their own teammates, which is a bit annoying because I'd always assumed it was 9. But with them being able to heal 2 times as far, it means that they can heal at a range of around 9, 8 to 10 or however much it is, which is very useful indeed, because then they don't have to be on the front line healing all your enemies. The towers, not just castles, can also garrison units, and they can fire 2 times the normal amount of garrisoned arrows. So if I were to get some of my Teutonic knights into this watchtower, it's on 5-2 there, and it's going up, and it's on 7 extra attack, and they can garrison 10 people as opposed to 5 people. And so if I get right up to keep, they go slightly down on the attack, but oh well. They're still quite useful to have. Their infantry can also fire arrows when within towers or castles. Now at the university, you might notice one technology is missing here. That's murder holes, and Teutons get that for free when they upgrade to the castle age, or at least when they get the university. Now that's quite useful to have, because it's, well, especially for me, because I usually forget about getting murder holes until the enemy attack a tower or castle. Farms also cost 33% less, and I mentioned that with the Chinese farm team bonuses, farms have plus 45 food. So playing as the Teutons, you get farms for 40 wood as opposed to 60. So you can have more farms out there producing more and more food. And one final bonus is, if I were to get rid of all these buildings, just so you can see better, this town centre seems to be seeing quite a large distance. That's because town centres have an extra 2 attack, and they have an extra 5 line of sight. Now 5 line of sight is quite a big thing to have, and they get extra attack when units are garrisoned inside, even infantry. So all town centres, all towers and all castles for the Teutons are very good indeed, due to their garrisoned infantry firing arrows. They can have more range if you're a castle from getting crenellation, and you can fire 2 times the normal amount of arrows if you're on a tower, and you get murder holes for free. Those are all the bonuses for the Teutons. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next part, which will be the penultimate one, the Turks.